I spent 3 weeks studying 10 different tiny home layouts. I went through floor plans from Australia, the US, Japan, and Europe. I looked at classic loft studios, open spine designs, micropods, container conversions, expandable slide-outs, A-frames, dual loft family builds, greenhouse integrated plans, ground floor bedroom layouts, and modular expandable systems. Pause. Look directly at camera. And I can tell you this with complete confidence. 9 of those layouts will make you miserable within 6 months. One of them changes everything. Cut to B-roll. Cramped loft. Tight hallway. Furniture-blocked kitchen. Then cut to a stunningly open, light-filled tiny home interior. Here's what I discovered. The tiny home market in 2026 is worth over $14 billion. It's growing at 6.4% annually. More people are moving into tiny homes right now than at any point in history. And the vast majority of them, the people who will live to regret it, are choosing their layout based on how it looks in a photo instead of how it functions over 365 days of actual life. The layout that changes everything doesn't just look good. It performs for solo dwellers, for couples, for remote workers, for people who need mobility, for people who need to grow. And once you understand why it works, you will never look at a floor plan the same way again. Stay all the way to the end, because the moment I reveal the layout that wins, I'm also going to tell you the one modification that makes it perform even better, and almost nobody is doing it yet. That detail alone is worth your time. Let's get into it. Quick one before we dive in. If this kind of real, research-backed tiny home content is what you're looking for, hit subscribe and tap the bell right now. I drop one of these every single week, and I don't pad them with filler. What you get is the research, the honest comparison, and the actual answer. Drop a triangular ruler in the comments if you're actively planning a tiny home build right now. I want to know how many of you are in the middle of this decision. Alright, let's compare some layouts. Before I get into the layouts themselves, I want to be transparent about how I evaluated them. Because this layout is better means nothing unless you know what criteria you're using. I compared all 10 layouts against 5 performance criteria. Every layout got assessed on all 5. 1. Livability. Does it function comfortably for full-time, long-term use? Not a weekend retreat. Not a photo shoot. Everyday life, week after week. 2. Spatial feel. Does it feel bigger than it measures? Does it use sight lines, light, and vertical space effectively? 3. Flexibility. Can it adapt to different users? Solo, couple, remote worker, person with mobility needs? Does it age well? 4. Mobility. Can it move? Is it road legal? Does the layout survive repeated relocation? 5. Market performance. For those considering rental use, how does it perform as a short-term rental in 2026? 10 layouts. 5 criteria. Let's go through them fast, because most of these are quick eliminations, and then I'll spend real time on the one that wins. Layout 1. The classic loft studio. This is the most recognizable tiny home layout in the world. Sleeping loft overhead, living area and kitchen on the ground floor, bathroom tucked at one end. It's beautiful in photographs. Here's the problem. Standard loft heights range from 3 to 4 feet in most builds, which means you cannot sit upright comfortably. You wake up every morning and crouch through your bedroom. And for anyone with mobility challenges, a partner who works a different schedule, or anyone who simply wants to age in their home, the loft bedroom is a daily obstacle. Eliminated for full-time livability. Layout 2. The A-frame micro-retreat. The A-frame is architecturally stunning. The triangular roofline doubles as the ceiling, creating visual drama and real character. But here's the catch. The A-frame pitch reduces standing height faster than you realize from flat drawing. The side walls are essentially unusable for furniture or storage because the ceiling angle starts at floor level. You end up with a gorgeous Instagram photo and about 60% of your square footage actually usable. Great for vacation use, not for full-time living. Layout 3. The micropod, wall-free design. The micropod removes all internal walls and relies entirely on material changes, ceiling treatments, and furniture placement to define zones. It's a fascinating design experiment, and one of the most spatially efficient floor plan types on paper. In real life, without any physical zone definition, the space becomes psychologically exhausting. There is nowhere to mentally leave the kitchen. Nowhere that feels like a genuine bedroom. Everywhere is everywhere. The lack of even partial zone definition contributes to what small space designers in 2026 are calling open plan fatigue. Smart concept, challenging as a permanent home. Layout 4, the linear single wall plan. The linear plan runs the kitchen, bathroom, and all service elements along a single wall, leaving the opposite side of the home completely open for furniture placement. 4's 2026 Small House Floor Plan Guide highlights this as the highest efficiency layout for narrow footprints like converted containers or tight THOW trailer sites. It performs well on spatial feel. The unobstructed opposite wall means you can run a clear sight line from front to back. Storage and services stay organized. The problem? It's almost exclusively suited to very narrow structures. In any wider footprint, it leaves the non-service wall feeling dead and underused. Strong for container homes, limited to specific footprints. Layout 5, the ground floor single level. Everything on one level. Main bedroom connects directly to the living area and kitchen. No stairs, no ladder, no loft. This layout scores highest on accessibility and mobility needs. It works for people who won't climb a ladder at 2 a.m., for couples where one partner travels and returns late, and for anyone planning to age in their tiny home. The challenge? It requires more square footage to achieve. You can't stack the bedroom above the living space the way a loft does, so your footprint needs to be wider or longer to accommodate a dedicated bedroom zone at ground level. In a compact trailer width build, this can feel tight. Excellent for long-term livability. Needs adequate footprint. Layout 6, the container home, dual module. Yanko Design's January 2026 container home feature highlighted a dual 40-foot container layout, creating 640 square feet, which technically puts it at the upper limit of the tiny home category. The layout includes a genuine living room, 2 separate bedrooms, and 2 full bathrooms. The result feels more like a small house than a tiny home. Full-size furniture fits comfortably. A proper kitchen with a 4-burner stove and full refrigerator. Space for an entertainment setup. But here's the trade-off, it's not mobile. A dual container home typically requires a crane for delivery and a concrete pad for installation. It doesn't move. And at 640 square feet, some of the spatial ingenuity that makes tiny homes interesting starts to disappear. Excellent livability, zero mobility, more small house than tiny home. Layout 7, the greenhouse integrated plan. This one surprised me. 4's 2026 guide highlights a layout that incorporates an indoor growing zone directly connected to the main living area, functioning as both a passive solar collector in winter and a living wall that improves air quality year-round. It's not just aesthetic. A south-facing glass growing zone adds meaningful passive solar heating, reduces heating costs, and creates a genuine connection to nature inside the footprint. The downside? It requires a fixed foundation site with specific solar orientation. You cannot build a greenhouse-integrated tiny home on a trailer and move it. And the growing zone is genuinely specialized. If you don't want plants, this layout is wasted on you. Brilliant for eco-focused, fixed-site living. Deeply niche. Layout 8. The dual loft family layout. The Kookaburra 2.0. This is a real 2026 build from Unplugged Tiny Homes in Australia, and it's genuinely impressive. Instead of 2 separate lofts, the traditional dual loft approach with its dual staircase problem, the Kookaburra 2.0 has 1 large loft area divided by a full-height internal wall into 2 distinct bedrooms. A single staircase reaches both. Parents have immediate access to the children's room. Large windows, comfortable ceiling height, and all-white walls make the loft bedrooms feel bright and genuinely habitable. The ground floor features a spacious lounge with sliding glass doors, very Australian, a full-size kitchen, and a jaw-dropping bathroom. The staircase doubles as full cabinet storage. It is, by a significant margin, the best family-oriented tiny home layout I found in 2026. The limitation? It's a fixed site build. The dual loft configuration needs the interior height that only a taller-than-trailer legal structure provides. This is not home on wheels. Best family layout of 2026 in a fixed site build, not mobile. Layout 9, the expandable/modular layout. This is the layout that starts small and allows room to grow. An initial core with living, kitchen, and sleeping zones, with the built-in capacity to add an office pod, a guest module, or additional bedroom section later. Jack Cooper's 2026 Tiny Home Guide calls it the ideal choice for evolving needs or tight budgets. The concept is compelling. Keep costs low up front. Expand when circumstances change. In practice, the execution varies enormously. Some modular systems are elegant and well-engineered. Others are logistical nightmares when the time to actually expand arrives. High potential, highly dependent on manufacturer quality. Alright, layout 10, the one that wins. The open spine ground floor expandable with a slide-out bedroom. Let me break down exactly what this is and exactly why it beats everything else on this list. B-roll, the Magic Slide and Betty-style layouts. Ground floor bedroom, slide-out expansion, open spine interior. The architecture. The core principle is what Magic Box's 2026 design guide calls the continuous spine. The kitchen, dining, and living areas form an unbroken line running the full length of the home. Kitchen at one end adjacent to utilities and plumbing. Living area at the other end nearest the main door or deck access. Dining zone between them using a fold-down table or built-in banquette. This creates an unobstructed sight line from front to back. Your eye travels the full length of the home. The brain reads depth. The home feels longer and larger than it measures. The counter-height kitchen peninsula or island at 36 inches partially screens the cooking zone from the living area. You can see over it when seated, which keeps the sightline open, but it creates genuine spatial definition when you're standing. You get the psychological experience of separate rooms without the spatial cost of the walls that would create them. The bedroom, ground floor, full standing headroom. This is what separates this layout from the loft-dominant majority. The Betty by Decathlon Tiny Homes, one of the best reviewed builds of April 2026, puts the bedroom at ground level with a queen-size platform bed, 2 large integrated storage drawers underneath, a built-in wardrobe, and a skylight above. No ladder, no crouch. Number 2 AM head collision. Yanko Design's April 2026 review was direct about this. The ground floor bedroom with full standing headroom is a rare feature in this size category, making the space feel genuinely livable rather than something you climb into at the end of the day. The expandable element. This is what takes the layout from excellent to exceptional. The Magic Slide's electric slide-out section expands the footprint in approximately 2 minutes, retracting to highway-legal 8.5-foot width for transport and deploying to a nearly square expanded layout at the destination. The expanded configuration eliminates the tunnel effect of traditional narrow tiny homes entirely, creating a floor plan that reads more like an apartment than a trailer. In the standard configuration, 230 square feet, expanded, the spatial experience of a significantly larger home. And critically, it moves regularly, without wide load permits. Why this wins on all 5 criteria. Livability, ground floor bedroom, full headroom throughout, galley or single wall kitchen with clear workflow. No daily compromise in how you move through the home. Spatial feel. The open spine creates front to back sight lines that make the home read as larger than it measures. The expanded slide out eliminates the narrow tunnel feeling that undermines most trailer-based tiny homes. Flexibility. It works for a solo dweller. It works for a couple. It works for a remote worker. Magic Box specifically notes that a Murphy bed system converts the sleeping area to a home office by day. It works for someone with mobility needs because there is no loft and no ladder. Mobility. Highway legal at 8.5 feet wide. Retracts in 2 minutes. This is a genuinely movable home, not a structure that requires a crane and a concrete pad every time you want to change location. Market performance. For rental use, the open plan design photographs well. The ground floor bedroom accommodates guests of all ages and mobility levels. The expandable footprint allows the space to feel generous in listing photos, which directly impacts nightly rates on short-term rental platforms. I promise you the modification. Here it is. The one thing that the open spine ground floor expandable layout doesn't automatically include, but absolutely should, is a full height glass panel or sliding glass door aligned with the spine axis. Here's why this matters. When you position a full height glass wall at the living end of the spine, the end nearest the main door or deck access, you extend the sight line beyond the physical structure. Your eye doesn't stop at the wall. It continues through the glass, across the deck, and into whatever landscape is beyond. The result, a 230 square foot home that reads as part of its surrounding environment rather than a container sitting in it. The psychological effect on perceived spaciousness is dramatic. The open spine already creates depth inside the home. The glass end panel extends that depth outside the home. The two effects compound each other. The 2026 builds that are getting the most attention, the ones that appear genuinely spacious in video walkthroughs rather than just in still photos, almost all have this feature. It is not expensive to add at the design stage. It is essentially impossible to retrofit after the walls are up. If you take one thing from this entire video, let it be this: plan the glass end panel before you finalize the frame. That window is going to do more spatial work than any design decision you make after it. Here is the full picture. All 10 layouts, all 5 criteria, quick and clean. The classic loft studio, great spatial feel, poor livability, poor flexibility, good mobility, good rental performance. The A-frame micro retreat, excellent character, poor full-time livability, very poor flexibility, low mobility, good vacation rental. The micropod, excellent spatial efficiency on paper, poor long-term livability, poor flexibility, moderate mobility, moderate rental. The linear single wall, strong spatial feel in narrow formats, good livability, poor flexibility, good mobility, moderate rental. The ground floor single level, excellent livability, good spatial feel, excellent flexibility, good mobility, strong rental. The dual container home, excellent livability, excellent spatial feel, good flexibility, zero mobility, excellent rental. The greenhouse integrated, excellent eco performance, good livability, very poor flexibility, zero mobility, niche rental. The dual loft family, Kookaburra 2.0, excellent livability for families, excellent spatial feel, moderate flexibility, zero mobility, excellent family rental. The modular expandable, excellent long-term potential, variable livability, excellent flexibility, moderate mobility, moderate rental. And the winner, the open spine ground floor expandable, excellent livability, excellent spatial feel, excellent flexibility, excellent mobility, strong rental performance. It is the only layout that scores well on all 5 criteria simultaneously. That is what makes it not just the best layout, but the one that changes how you think about tiny home design. Real quick, the 10 layouts and the 1 verdict. Loft studio, beautiful, not livable long-term. A-frame, stunning, not functional full-time. Micropod, clever, psychologically exhausting. Linear single wall, efficient in narrow builds only. Ground floor single level, excellent but needs footprint. Dual container, incredible but immovable. Greenhouse integrated, brilliant but deeply niche. Dual loft family, the best family tiny home of 2026, fixed site only. Modular expandable, high potential, execution dependent. The winner, open spine ground floor expandable, the only layout that scores on livability, spatial feel, flexibility, mobility, and market performance simultaneously. The modification, full height glass panel at the living end of the spine. Plan it before the frame. It extends your sight line from the interior to the exterior and compounds every other spatial effect in the design. That is the answer. 10 layouts, 1 winner, 1 upgrade. Here's what I want you to do with this. If you're in the planning stage, pull up every floor plan you're considering and check it against those 5 criteria. Livability, spatial feel, flexibility, mobility, market performance. If your current favorite layout scores poorly on 2 or more, that is your signal to look harder before you commit to a build you'll be living in every day. And if the open spine expandable speaks to you, think about the glass panel. Ask your builder about it on the first call, not the last one. Drop a comment and tell me, which of the 10 layouts surprised you most? And if you're already living in a tiny home, tell me which layout you chose and whether you'd choose the same one again. I genuinely want to hear from you, and I read every single reply. If this video gave you something useful, hit the like button. It costs you nothing, and it helps more people who need this information before they make a $50,000 to $100,000 decision find it in time. I've got more coming, a deep dive into the open spine layout storage system, a full breakdown of the slide-out mechanism and whether it holds up after 2 years of regular use, and a comparison of the top 5 tiny home builders offering this layout in 2026. All of it linked in the description. Subscribe if you want to catch every one. New video every week, no filler, just the research. I'll see you in the next one. Build smart, live well, victory hand.